And a happy Wednesday to you. Let's talk some college basketball. Washington State came up short in men's play last night. The Cougars lost at Bradley 64-50, despite freshman Ace Glass leading the way with 15 points. Coming up tonight, Eastern Washington visits Denver at 6 o'clock. Washington plays host to UCLA. That'll be at 8 on the Big Ten Network. Women's basketball. Earlier today, Washington State was visiting BYU. Eastern Washington will host Denver. That'll be at 6 o'clock on ESPN+. The Wenatchee Wild broke open the offense in a 7-2 win over Swift Current last night at the Town Toyota Center. Our buddy Austin Andrade had the call on the Wenatchee Wild Hockey Network.
Seconds into the new month, and another one for the Wild. Kalen Jodry makes it 1-0. Sherbina backdoor, wrist shot, they score! Blake Vanek, his fourth power play goal this year, 56 seconds into the second period, and the Wenatchee Wild have made it 2-0. Wild 4-on-2, left wing Hahn over the blue line, slows it down, looking for a pass, feeds it for Osborne, one-timer, he scores! Bring it out from their own blue line, Dingman caught along the wall, Dosey doing with Kraft, who steals it right back from him. Onto the stick of Kraft, back for Toll, gives it to McCaverty, he scores!
Time of that Wild goal, 18:59.
Wild looking for another one, waiting, wrist shot, Saab got a block, second chance, they score! Number 5 makes it 5-0, it's Fluker again! Opens up the ice a bit, 4-on-4, and the Wild are on the move, 3-on-3. Sherbina draws it, wrist shot, he scores! On the rush from the right circle, 4-on-4, 6-0, Wenatchee. Andre peels it back out left point, Toll with a chance, that one tipped wide, Wedman trying to put it home. Long stretch, Dingman on the rush, trying to beat Conway, he gets it to the top corner of the net and scores on the back check as quickly as he could. Kryachenkov left point, muscles it over right point, yanking it away, picking it back for Wilkie at the blue line. Wrist shot down the slot, he scores. Wilkie hits his target for Wenatchee as Fluker comes out of the Marson & Marson Wild penalty box. Marson & Marson building this Wild team one player at a time, maybe a 2-on-none. Caffey driving, one-timer, they score. Mason Kraft to finish it off in style.
Wenatchee hits the road for Alberta for 3 games this weekend, beginning at Lethbridge on Friday. Wild will visit Medicine Hat Saturday, Calgary Sunday. Follow the action with Austin Andrade on 560 KPQ. Well, Cashmere practiced in the Apple Bowl last night as they prepare for a state championship game coming up Friday in Seattle. Bulldogs will face 5-time defending champion Royal at Husky Stadium. Coach Bryan Bremer says this is a quick week to turn around and be ready.
Because it's such a short week, playing on a Saturday, you're leaving on a Thursday to go play on a Friday, you really only have a couple days to prepare. Obviously, you know, we've been used to that. We played on a Thursday, I think, twice this year. Like, we're kind of used to that anyways, but everything's accelerated. So the lack of focus is not acceptable, and our guys know that because we have to do stuff fast. We usually have a Tuesday to do openers, to do 1st and 10 calls, a Wednesday to do 3rd down and red zone, a Thursday, today, we did 1st down, 3rd down, 4th down, red zone on offense and defense because everything's accelerated. So, yeah, it's been a good prep. It's accelerated, but it's kind of like ripping the Band-Aid off, right? Rip the Band-Aid off, get through it, get out of it what you need to get out of it. Try to make sure your team goes in as healthy as possible and with some type of legs back after 14 weeks and go play their best football at the right time.
Good news is that Cashmere has already seen Royal once this year, a 21-15 overtime loss. That was back in October. Bremer says neither team is the same, however.
Royal is so multiple, with especially their offensive scheme. Their offensive scheme is so multiple. Like you may see a formation twice and never see it again. Whereas obviously we're a little bit different. You're going to see the same formation pretty much all game. We're going to disguise it a bunch of different ways, but we're going to get to the same stuff in a different way. But they're not necessarily play repeaters and things like that. So just because what we saw in week 5 doesn't mean that's what they're going to run against us in week 14, right? So it's kind of a whole different system. You know their personnel, though, which is nice. I'm familiar with their personnel. I'm familiar with what they try to do, so there's certain things you got to take away.
One might think a coach with no state title experience would cast a wide net looking for advice, but not Bremer. He says he's going inside the house to find the experience he needs.
Well, obviously you lean on your assistant coaches that have been here before, because I have a couple of them that have been here before. You lean on a guy in your building like Jeff Carlson, who's won 3 state titles. I really respect a guy in him, and you ask him some questions about week and prep and what it looked like his first time he was there, and I lean on my brother, who is a college football head coach in Minnesota, and you ask him questions and have him help you out with some stuff. But more importantly, and this is not boastful, but you have to lean on your own intuition and your own gut. Everybody's got a gut feeling, and you got to go with your gut sometimes. A lot of people want to put their hands in the pie, right? But you got to trust your gut that you're making the right decisions and putting your football team in the right spot.
Cashmere and Royal kick off Friday at Husky Stadium in the WIAA State 1A Championship. That'll be at 3 o'clock. You can watch the game with a subscription on the NFHS network. Eastmont girls bowling team remained undefeated with a sweep of Wenatchee yesterday at Eastmont Lanes. Wildcats featured 5 seniors in the starting lineup. Took the first game 739 to 669. Wenatchee brought up a freshman for the second game, made it close. The difference is only 4 pins. Wildcats took both Bakers to complete the sweep. I was able to visit with Eastmont's high bowler Esme Ramos as well as Coach Christy Bingy afterwards.
Well, the Eastmont Wildcats were able to knock off the Wenatchee Panthers in their first of 2 meetings this season in girls bowling. 4-0 the final as Eastmont gets the win, and Esme Ramos came through, and a left-hander out there. I wanted to ask you about that left-handed approach, and is that an advantage for you because you don't have everybody else using your side of the lane?
I definitely do think it is an advantage just because no one's going to be on that side of the lane. So for right-handed bowlers, you do have to move left or right with it getting dry, but for left-handed, I can just stay usually most likely.
Talk about that smooth approach you have, and that release is fantastic. Where did you learn that?
I think definitely from Coach. She keeps on reminding me every single time. So if I don't, she always has someone reminding me.
Talking with head coach Christy Bingy now. Well, Christy, I know you guys came in on paper with a favor, but Wenatchee gave you guys a challenge today.
They did. That second game was a hard-fought game, and when we were hitting the 9th frame, I said, okay, you guys, you need to close your frames. The next 2 have to be closed. And they went, okay, Coach. And they came through, which I was really proud of them. And then our Bakers were kind of off to a slow start. The first 3 frames were open, and I said, okay, you guys, I know you can bowl better than this. And they said, yeah, Coach, we can. And they got it together, finally.
Eastmont improved to 3-0 in league play with the win. The Wenatchee dropped to 2-2 on the season. By the way, that'll be broadcast next Tuesday night here on the NCWLIFE channel. Prep basketball season got off to an inflated start last night. See what I did there? Moses Lake girls opened with a 48-23 win over Ephrata. Wenatchee edged Cascade by 2. Central Valley beat Eastmont. Omak got by Othello. Royal beat Chelan. Liberty Bell topped Tenasket. Davenport down Lake Roosevelt. And Moses Lake Christian clobbered Touchy. That score is right. 59-5. Ouch. Eastmont boys struggled on the road at Central Valley, falling 65-50. Moses Lake beat Ephrata. Pateras got by Nespelem. Cascade tripped Thorpe. It was Othello over Omak. Sageview quieted Quincy. Tenasket topped Liberty Bell. Lake Roosevelt down Davenport, and Bridgeport beat Waterville Mansfield 78-32. That's a look at sports news. I'm Eric Granstrom. Have a happy Wednesday.